Just wanted to ask you, I mean, obviously Nelson Mandela, one of the most significant historical figures of the 20th century. What knowledge or awareness did you have of him growing up, or when did you learn of him?
Well, obviously growing up, he's one of the most known athletes in the world.
Ah yes, Nelson Mandela. Best known for his athletic abilities, of course. Poor Jonathan Bernier. This interview is just so difficult for me to watch. What makes things even worse is that this question wasn't out of the blue or unexpected. This was at a night specifically meant to honor Mandela and his legacy. But Bernier had even more thoughts about Mandela's on-ice abilities.
That even playing hockey, everyone knows him, right? From being the type of person that he was off the ice and on the ice. And
this is almost a testament to how hockey player interviews usually go. Regurgitate a few of the same lines over and over, and hope you can squeak by giving the same old cliche hockey answers.
Challenge that you can make them pay.
Stick to our game plan.
We've stuck to our system.
We weren't playing our systems the right way.
There's still 20 minutes to go.
Keep rolling here for 20 more minutes.
Keep going with what we did the first 40 minutes.
Simplify things a little bit.
Keeping it simple and working hard.
Keep it simple.
But unfortunately, those cliches don't work when you're talking about one of the most famous political revolutionaries of our time, and not another hockey player. I do feel terrible for him, though. I can understand it being an honest mistake. Maybe he really did get flustered by the red carpet and all the reporters asking him about something he wasn't super knowledgeable about. But man, it's a tough interview to watch. But just for our own amusement, let's go through some of the other most awkward and cringeworthy moments in hockey history.
Cross the line, Dahlin. Back for Modano. Oh, was he hit? Messier looked like he hit him in the head with the shoulder.
I know how my fellow Canucks fans feel about Mark Messier. And in this case, they're probably right. Messier was known at the time as a guy who would try anything to try and knock the other team's stars out of the game. And on this day, Messier threw this extremely blindside hit on Mike Modano. But this was the 90s, and unfortunately these kind of hits were almost commonplace. So why am I showing you this hit? Well, have a look for yourself.
Being taken in an ambulance.
He is conscious. Yeah. You can see the eyes open. Oh, look at that! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, this was aired on live TV. Like I said, the 90s were just a whole different world. This honestly looks less like an NHL broadcast, and more like one of those backstage WWE storylines.
And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Oh, watch out! Oh my God.
As God is my witness, he is broken in half!
Thankfully for everyone involved, Modano wasn't injured any further as a result of the drop. But I can guarantee you that this is probably a clip that is shown during every EMT and paramedic training course as how not to handle a stretcher. And to be fair to those guys, according to Modano, it was the Stars trainer who knocked the stretcher over. I'm just glad this is a clip we can look back and mostly laugh at because of how cringe-inducing it is, rather than it turning into anything more than that. This next one is honestly just more unfortunate than anything, but still extremely cringeworthy nonetheless given the context of the situation. Being on the air on a regular basis, you're bound to say something weird or have your tongue twisted while trying to say something. Unfortunately for Darren Pang, it came at a terrible time, while he was comparing Alex Pietrangelo and PK Subban.
And everybody's saying that PK Subban's the best 21-year-old defenseman. Alex Pietrangelo also represented Canada. He's a 20-year-old, he's a first-round pick, and he does everything on the ice, off the ice, the right way. The right way, and he endears himself to his teammates because of that. But you almost feel bad for PK because he's got a lot of personality, but it's time to settle things down a little bit and just play hockey and be a pro.
Poor Panger. He obviously meant nothing malicious by that statement, and he would later address it in that same broadcast.
I just want to say quickly, in our first intermission, Panger got a little tongue-twisted talking about Alex Pietrangelo and PK Subban. Happens to us all sometimes, and I know you feel awful about it.
I feel terrible. Got a knot in my stomach. It was an honest mistake, and I mixed up my words, obviously.
All right, we roll along on the NHL on TSN.
This next clip, however, definitely wasn't a mistake. Our good friend Pierre Maguire definitely knew what he was saying. No tongues were twisted here.
Hey, you mentioned Darren Pang. You could stack him on top of himself, and he still might be big enough than Hal Gill. But he had mentioned Hal Gill's a defenseman with a long stick. Is this a guy that's going to be traded, though?
You're an announcer with a long stick from time to time.
Yeah, big mouth, I guess.
I don't know.
You don't know about Hal Gill?
No, I think Hal Gill will eventually be moved out of Toronto as well. But the asking price for Hal Gill is probably a little bit higher than people think because he's got that long stick, as you like to talk about, and also he's a good penalty killer.
Can you believe what we just saw?
I can, because of the fact that Cooley can ice the puck.
That's probably another moment I can put in this list. Thanks for ruining it, Pierre. But let's get back to the original clip. This had to have been a dare, right? That's the only way I can explain what Pierre said here. Also, why is he standing so close to Dutchie? And why is he twisting his body in this weird way to face the camera? I'm not even the biggest Pierre Maguire hater. I actually do enjoy his little tidbits about what a certain prospect ate for breakfast on his 8th birthday. But this was just too cringy. Getting ejected from a game is never fun, especially when you're playing away from your home rink. But at least you can quickly walk down the hallway and be out of sight more or less immediately. But that wasn't the case for Corey Perry during the 2020 Winter Classic in Nashville. Perry would get ejected from the game just 2 minutes in after he elbowed Ryan Ellis in the head with a dirty hit. But considering this was an outdoor game, Perry didn't just get to run away and hide in the safety of a hallway. He had to do the walk of shame in front of all 85,000 fans in attendance. Cue the music. Honestly, I kind of like this kind of poetic justice. It was also good that he got suspended for 5 games for the hit too, but this was just the cherry on top. This next one is a double whammy. I feel like I keep saying this, but man, I feel so bad for this lady.
Sorry.
So tough to watch. Not only does she forget the words first and have to go inside to regroup herself, she then slips and falls, and then just completely gives up on the whole anthem and says, "F it, I'm out." I would need decades of therapy to get over this if that was me, to be honest. But Mark Donnelly has way more mental fortitude than I could ever dream of having. That's gotta be the smoothest recovery of all time. He didn't even miss a beat. Someone really should have told him about that carpet being there, though. Thanks for watching. Are there any other cringy or awkward moments that you think I missed? Comment down below. I'd love to make another video on this in the future.